Good evening and welcome to tonight's regional news. An area of low pressure has formed over the southwestern Caribbean Sea, just north of western Panama. The U.S. National Hurricane Center (NHC) said the system is expected to move westward into Central America by early Tuesday, and this will inhibit tropical cyclone development. Southern Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama will be impacted by heavy rainfall, which could result in flooding and mudslides. NHC expects the system to move into the far eastern portion of the Eastern Pacific Basin on Wednesday. In St. Lucia, police have taken DNA samples from relatives of a missing Can and Bass man in an attempt to identify a partially decomposed and decapitated body found at Cap Estate on Saturday. Relatives of Hillary Ricky Cyril, also known as R. Kelly, are positive that the body found is that of Cyril. Cyril was last seen on Wednesday, October 27. Relatives and friends posted on social media that Cyril had been missing. However, they were not prepared for what came after. I quote, "About an hour after I made the post, we got a call informing us that police went down with a headless body, and later we found out it was him," and quote, a close relative of Cyril explained. A gruesome video of the discovery was posted on social media. One relative, who opted to not be identified, said investigators took DNA samples from them to identify the body. However, the results are unknown. Apart from being decapitated, the hands were also chopped off the body. Now we tell you that prominent Haitian academic Professor Patrice de Ronancourt, who was kidnapped last month, has been killed by his captors. They said the abductors who held de Ronancourt, an engineer and a lawyer, on October 16 had demanded $900,000 ransom, and despite the family paying part of the ransom, he was shot and killed on October 31. The University of Notre Dame d'Haiti, where he taught criminology and constitutional law, called on the Haitian government and international community to take action against the wave of kidnappings. De Ronancourt was taken during a weekend kidnapping spree. One police officer with Haiti's narcotics trafficking brigade was killed at the scene of the incident, and another later succumbed to his wounds. Meanwhile, the 17 United States and Canadian missionaries kidnapped more than 2 weeks ago are still being held by their abductors, who are demanding $17 million ransom. And finally, more than 100 countries pledged Tuesday to end deforestation in the coming decade, a promise that experts say would be critical to limiting climate change, but one that has been made and broken before. Britain hailed the commitment as the first big achievement of the UN climate conference known as COP26, taking place this month in the Scottish city of Glasgow. But campaigners say they need to see the details to understand its full impact. The UK government said it has received commitments from leaders representing more than 85% of the world's forests to halt and reverse deforestation by 2030. Among them are several countries with massive forests, including Brazil, China, Colombia, Congo, Indonesia, Russia, and the United States. More than $19 billion in public and private funds have been pledged toward the plan. The British government said Monday it saw positive signs that world leaders understood the gravity of the situation. On Tuesday, U.S. President Joe Biden was due to present his administration's plan to reduce methane emissions, a potent greenhouse gas that contributes significantly to global warming. The announcement was part of the broader effort with the European Union and other nations to reduce overall methane emissions worldwide by 30% by 2030. That was all for tonight's regional news. Thank you for joining.